All right, guys. I'm super excited about this call because, like the past calls that Monica has assigned to me, it's been a really good one for me to just really think about and dig deep and to reinforce some basic things about coaching. And so we're going to talk about the power of consistency tonight and what that entails and what it means for you and your business. First off, success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. And it really, I mean, that pretty much sums it up. It's small efforts and it's just repeating it every day. And that is really the definition of consistency. So I'm going to talk about why consistency is so important. And when I was thinking about this, I was thinking in my life in general, as a mom, as a wife, as a stay-at-home mom mostly. It just trickles down from getting up every morning at the same time to getting laundry done and being consistent in that to disciplining your kids. I mean, consistency in life is really important all around, in your fitness, in just everything. So first off, consistency allows for measurement. So unless you try something new for a period of time, you can't tell if it's working or not. Really, if you don't try it out for a long period of time, you really can't tell. You have to be consistent in order to be able to measure whether it is successful or not. Consistency creates accountability. If you are having to report on your progress, that will move you along to success. If you are going to say, I'm going to be consistent in this, and you tell someone, then that will move you along because you know that you have to do it. Kind of like doing hammer and chisel, like I've been doing for the last 54 days, 56 days. It's really, it moves you along knowing that you have to, you're going to get that workout done that day, and you're accountable to the rest of your group or the people that are doing it with you. Consistency establishes your reputation. You can't establish a track record if you're bouncing all over, trying new tactics, or switching gears. That was a big one for me to think about. And, it's really true. Consistency, especially like in our posting. If you're bouncing all over and posting all kinds of random things, I mean, some randomness is good, but if you're trying all these different tactics or these different routines or switching gears and people don't, see any sort of consistency in your posts, that I think can really hinder your track record and your posting in particular. Consistency makes you relevant. The people watching you need to be predictable if they are going to relate to you or trust you. You want to be relevant in people's lives and as a coach. Consistency maintains your message. It serves as a model to those around you and to your team. Um, you need to have a reputation and have a message that you're conveying to the people around you, and being consistent allows you to do that. There's a quote from Steve Jobs that says, that's been one of my mantras: focus and simplicity. Simple can be harder than complex. You have to work hard to get your thinking clear to make it simple, but it's worth it in the end, because once you get it there, you can move mountains. I thought that was a pretty profound quote, and it's true. With consistency, you really have to just get back to the basics and be simple. And sometimes simple is harder, but that's where you need to start. And so we're going to focus on mostly the 3 vital behaviors of a team Beachbody coach. That right there is the simple basics of being consistent as a coach. And I have to be honest with you guys, when I was doing this and putting it together, I was realizing and thinking about my own coaching business, and really just realizing and recognizing that I've been better at 2 of these than one of them recently, and it has helped. It's hindered things, and I know that. And so I'm right there along with you guys. I'm back to basics. This is it. First off, invite, invite, invite. We say it and preach it, and it's true. You want to invite as many people as possible every day. Invite people to join your challenge group. Have the courage to invite everyone you come into contact with. Invite, then invite some more. And that is the part that I have slacked on. And I have to say that I can see that it is having some ramifications on my business. And so I'm really going to start pushing the invites and inviting everyone I know. So that really is part of the nuts and bolts of coaching and being consistent in your invitations, because if you stop inviting, you're not going to have anyone on the journey with you. So that's number one. Number two, be proof the product works. Being consistent in your fitness programs. Do a fitness program. Stay consistent. Do it start to finish. Use Shakeology every day. Be a 365er and get that golden scoop. Use the ultimate reset. Be a walking success story in progress. And people will see that. People will see that you're consistent in your workouts and in your sweaty selfies and in your Shakeology pictures, and see that what we are doing and the journey that we're on really works. And that's when they'll want to join with you. And number three is personal development. And that one's really big too. Well, they're all big, but that one's big. Every day, read, listen to audiobooks, use Success on Demand in the back office and the videos back there. Listen to the weekly coach call, national wake up call, team calls, and attend summit and other training seminars like Super Saturday. And that's big. I mean, if you're not doing personal development, I would highly encourage it to make it a priority. Make it one of your 3 basic vital behaviors and your consistent business. Because if you're not feeding yourself with good personal development and positive things, then it's going to come out in your mood. It's going to come out in your posts. It's going to come out in your attitude on life and on business and just everything. And I really have to say that I can tell when I'm not doing my personal development, because it affects everything, really. So in order to have a consistent business, you have to be consistent. And these are just some ways, practically speaking, that you can be consistent in your business. Number one is set weekly goals. That's very good to do. Write out goals by the week. Monica, I know in particular, and I've done it quite a bit, is sit down, make a list of all the goals that you have for the week, your plan for the week, your schedule for the week, and then be particular about and detailed about what it takes to get to those goals, and write down the things that will help you achieve those goals, so that you have a step-by-step process in how to get those goals, and that will help you be consistent throughout the week towards your goals. Another thing is to hit Success Club monthly. If you are being consistent with hitting Success Club monthly, then it's basically proof that you are doing other things consistently, that you are doing your 3 vital behaviors consistently, and that will show up in your Success Club points and the lives that you're changing. Keep on learning. That really helps you be consistent too. Don't stop when you think that you know all the basics. There's always something to work on. There's always something that can help you grow and boost your business and boost just who you are and your attitude and your mindset on life. And there's YouTube videos. There's plenty of stuff in the back office. There's just, if you feel uncomfortable or like you're lacking or you're not being consistent in a certain area, look for something to watch and learn about it, because there's plenty of resources out there for you to keep learning. Have a plan. Monica and I were talking today about, like she said, about having a plan for your business, and basically a calendar and a schedule, and when you're going to have your challenge groups. Know when you're going to host a free clean eating group or a fitness challenge. Know when you are going to be inviting people to the sneak peek and to Super Saturday, that you know, have coaches that, or people that might be want to be coaches, and just know what your plan is and stick to that plan, because you're not always going to see where that's coming into play, but that will help you to be consistent, and to be consistent with your inviting and know what you're inviting to. Post with purpose. That is very important. All of these are important, but posting with purpose is so good, and to be consistent so that people can really see who you are and what you're doing. And your Facebook posts, your Instagram posts, those are your storefront, and those are what people think of when they think of you. So it's important to post consistently, 3 to 5 times a day if you can. Schedule those posts if you need to. There's different scheduling programs and different ways to post those things if you're at work or whatever, but post consistently so that people know that they can count on you, that they can count on a Motivation Monday post from you, or know that you're doing your workout every day, or you know that you're around, that you're not going anywhere, and that you are truly in this business, and you're wanting to help people, and it shows by your posts. And treat this like your business. This is your business. Businesses are consistent. They're consistent with advertising. They're consistent with a product. They're consistent with quality. And so treat it like it. Your business isn't going to go anywhere unless you treat it seriously like a business. I just have a quick story that I read that I thought was really, really interesting. Back in 2004, there were 9 hospitals in Michigan. They decided that they were going to implement a new protocol in ICU. Basically, it had to do with putting in a central line. They took this, this simple procedure, 5-step process. It was supposed to be a no-brainer thing. And they studied some physicians for a month. And over the course of that month, they realized that a third of physicians and people that were putting in the central line skipped at least one of those 5 steps. They just decided that it wasn't important. It was just a simple thing, where they, didn't put on a surgical mask, or they didn't, they just skipped one of those 5 steps for whatever reason, because it was a no-brainer. Well, once they implemented this new protocol, in 3 months, they cut infection rate of patients by 64%. In 18 months, they saved $75 million in healthcare expenses by doing this. And in 18 months, they saved the lives of 1,500 people. And what was this thing, this new protocol that they implemented and decided was important? It was simply a checklist. It was just a simple checklist that they implemented and said, these are the steps that you do. It's the same 5 steps. You go through it, do this checklist. So I just wanted to say, don't undervalue the simplicity of the 3 vital behaviors and underutilize, that process, because there's no reason to reinvent the wheel. There's no reason to try and do your own thing. Just do the checklist, do the 3 vital behaviors, and it will prove to be consistency in your business. Mastering the fundamentals isn't sexy, but it works. It can immediately yield results if you just practice them more consistently. Going back to just the simplicity. Progress often hides behind boring solutions or underused insights. You don't need more info or better strategy. You just need to do more of what already works. And Beachbody has proven that these 3 vital behaviors work, and you just need to follow them, really. I mean, that's the basic bottom line. So I just want to end with some ways to build consistency. Be realistic, get specific, but give yourself grace. make a list, figure out what areas, maybe think about some areas that you're maybe not being consistent in, or you feel like you're lacking in the 3 vital behaviors, and get to it. But really give yourself some grace. You can't change things overnight, but you can get specific and figure out some ways maybe that you can make a game plan to build consistency. Build willpower, use tricks and rewards. Maybe sit down and say, I've got 15 invites to send out, and when I'm done and I get my power hour done, then I can watch my show. Or just, if you have to trick yourself to do that, set timers. Set time doing your power hour, or set timers when you're going to get a certain amount of work done, and then when you're done, you're done. Eat the frog. Get your big things done first thing in the morning. Whatever is the most important thing to get done and that you're dreading, get it done in the morning. Get it done first, and then everything else will follow suit during the day. Plan and prep. Avoid what derails you. I mean, we all know the things that distract us. Turn off notifications on your Facebook if you need to, so you're not constantly getting sidetracked by that, or just the things that derail you and can cause you to get off track. And so just avoid those if you can. Make your actions match your words. Make sure your actions match your words. Make sure you're doing what you're saying you're doing, and when you say you're going to be consistent, then do it. Eliminate negative thinking. Stop the self-shaming and the just stop the negative thinking. And if you need to, read some extra personal development, because that'll help build your self-confidence. Set specific goals. Write down the steps to get there. We kind of talked about that in setting your goals, making your weekly to-do list. Make change slowly. Make a routine. If you have to write down your schedule for your power hour, I know Jill has put together a really cool graphic for a power hour, and we can repost that on the team page if we need to. But it really helps to get into a routine of your power hour and your time, like 5 minutes for this and 10 minutes for that, and get it all done in your hour if that's all you have. But getting into a routine really helps with building consistency. And then last, hold yourself accountable, or get an accountability partner. Get a success partner. Get someone that will help you to stay consistent and stay accountable. Reach out to one of us. Team up with someone if you don't have an accountability success partner. We are all more than happy to help with that accountability. So be consistent, and I'm right there with you.
Awesome. Great job, girly. And, really this is one of the topics that I think a lot of us struggle with. And you hear a lot of top coaches talk about it. And so I'm just going to touch on a few things that she mentioned tonight, and just kind of expand a little bit on a few things that I have learned over the past couple years. I talk to coaches a lot, and I hear a lot of things like, I'm not being successful in my business, I'm not going anywhere, no one wants to sign up. And, one of the first things that I always ask is, well, how many people are you talking to? And a lot of times they'll say, well, 1 or 2 a day, or 1 or 2 a week. And so that's kind of where, when we're talking about the 3 vital behaviors, every successful coach in this business is going to tell you that it boils down to those 3 things. Yes, there are lots of extra shiny things that we can be doing. There's, all the different fun collage pictures and all the different trainings and blog and all, there's 500 million things that you could add on your plate. But if you're not being consistent with those 3 things, then those shiny things over here don't mean anything. Because we can post on social media all day long, but if you aren't having conversations with people, if you aren't talking with them in the background, then like she said, no one's going to be joining you on your journey. So I want you guys to really think and take kind of as your homework, take kind of a hard look at where you're at. If you're going, I've been a coach for this long. I'm not hitting Success Club. I feel like I'm not getting anywhere. I want you to take a look at, this is where the tracking comes into play and why we say it's so important to track what it is that you're doing. I want you to look and track for the rest of the week. How many people are you talking to? If you see that you're only talking to 1 to 2 every other day, well, you guys know that we talk about the law of numbers all the time. 1 in 10 people typically signs up. So if you're needing at least 3 people for the 3 Lives Club, then you know that you're going to need to talk to at least 30 people. So break that down into small incremental goals. So how many people are you going to talk to this week? Are you just going to talk to 10 this week? Are you going to talk to 30 this week? How many is that a day? And really start to track those numbers, because I promise you, when you start to do that and you can take a look at, well, here's what I did last week. I can see that I, didn't have any success. Well, I only talked to 5 people. Well, that's probably why. So, if you're using like a Google Drive or you're just writing it down on paper, find some way that works for you to track what it is that you're doing. And then another thing that she mentioned that I want to harp on is don't hop ship. And I say that to say, if you make a post one night and it bombs, don't just automatically think that it didn't work, okay? You're going to have to try again. We always say fail and fail forward. So, try things out. Maybe try posting at a different time. Maybe your niche or your market isn't really online, at that time. And then, just like I said, just learning to be consistent with those 3 vital behaviors. I know that you see a lot of us posting all of the different things that, we're doing, but I guarantee you, ask every successful coach on this call, how they're hitting Success Club every month. It's going to be that they're doing those 3 vital behaviors. And so once I've accomplished those things, then you can start adding in those extra shiny things. But if you're not doing the 3 vital behaviors first, then all those extra things over here don't even matter. And so I know that sometimes we just kind of get ahead of the game and think that we need to do anything and everything, and that's not the case. This business is about helping people, and in order for you to help people, you have to talk to people. Our personal development is huge as well. And I say that all the time, and she talked about it, Alana talked about it, and you can tell in your post, you can tell in your I always say your mental capabilities. Like if you feel like you're struggling with talking to people or having that confidence, take a look at what you're doing. If you're not reading your personal development every single day, then figure out a time that you can start adding that in, or use your audiobooks while you're in the car. But that was a great call tonight. I think it's just a really great reminder for all of us. And as new coaches come on, I always like to say that this is where the being consistent happens. Most of us, the majority of us, didn't build our businesses overnight. We didn't build our businesses in a month. You have to be consistent with those 3 vital behaviors day in and day out. I send all my new coaches the compound effect. You guys have read it. You know that doing like she said, the unsexy, mundane, boring things every single day don't seem like a lot. They're real simple and real easy not to do, but they're also really easy to do. Sit down and take 20 minutes, 30 minutes to knock out those 10 to 15 invites and talking with people. And if you do that every single day, I challenge you to do that from today until we have our call next week. For 7 days in a row, set a number. So say you're going to talk to 5 people or you're going to talk to 10 people. Make your list of how many people that is. So somebody do the math for me. What is that? 45 people, right? 7 days, 7 times 5 is 45. Yeah, I suck at math. So 45 people, okay? So make a list of 45 people. Now, you guys know we're coming up on the end of the month right now. The end of the month is Monday. So if you're sitting at Success Club 0, then you need to make that goal at least 30. And if you're pushing for Success Club 10, then you need to make it 50. So make that list. This is why we talk about making our list of 100. You guys, it doesn't matter how long I've been in this business. I do it every single week, and I just keep my list all right together. And so, if you want to know how people are being successful, it's because we're tracking what we're doing and we're just being consistent with it day in and day out. So that being said, we've got 7 minutes left. I'm going to open it up for questions, and then we'll let you guys wrap up for the night. So you guys can unmute yourselves. So let's do a shout out really quick and see where we're at and what our goal is for the rest of the week. So we have a week left in the month. How many points are we sitting at, and what's our goal of how many people we need to talk to for the rest of the week? So I'm going to go with Alana, since you led us tonight.
I'm at 2, and I'm going to do 50 people.
Okay. Jill, you're up.
I have 2, but I have 3 people that are supposed to order tonight, so we'll see how that goes. But I also want to invite 50 people. Okay.
Erica, you're up.
I don't have any.
That's okay.
And I'm going to go for 50 people.
I love it. And here's the thing, guys, and y'all hear me say this all the time. A week is like a lifetime in a Beachbody world. Heck, 24 hours is a lifetime in Beachbody world if you're talking to people. Now, if you're not talking to people, then obviously 24 hours is just 24 hours. And so we've got a whole week left. That's a lot of time and a lot of people that we can talk to. So, Amy, you're up.
I think I don't have any, and I haven't done the best so far, but this week I'm going to push for, I'm going to say 60.
I love it.
Do it.
I'm writing these down too, y'all. I hope you know. All right. Who's next? Regina, you're up.
I have 10 Success Club points at this point. And I would go for 50. But the thing is, the people that I'm signing on, because I got some that I'm signing on, but I'm going to wait until the 1st of next month to make sure that I hit Success Club. For 10, Success Club 10. I'm trying to go for 10.
Love it. Strategizing. Reagan, you're up.
I'm at 2 right now.
Pretty sure. I think you may be at 4. I think I just randomly saw that on my right before we.
Oh yeah, I am at 4. I had one more person. Yeah. Realistically, I'll probably get more like 30 people.
Good.
Because I don't have as much time in a day teaching. So.
Love it. Allie, you're up.
I have 2 right now, and I feel like you're speaking to me, Monica, when you just did your little caveat to Alana's thing.
Wait,
but anyway, about just not inviting enough. I'm simply not inviting enough. I feel like I'm having a lot of good conversations with people, but they are good, just not with enough. So I'm going to try realistically to talk to between 30 and 50. I'm giving myself a large number, but I have not been talking to that many, so that would be amazing if I could do that.
Love it. I mean, and it's all about y'all. It's all about stepping outside of your comfort zones. It's one of those things we don't know until we try. So, if you're feeling uncomfortable, that's great. Like, I want you to feel uncomfortable, because the only way we're going to be successful is if we constantly are feeling uncomfortable. All right, Kendra, you're up.
All right, I believe I'm at 8. I'm going to try for 10. Success Club 10. So I guess, I'll try at least 10 to 20 more people just to try to get to 10.
Love it. All right, and then Sarah. Couldn't see on the bottom.
Hey, I'm at 4 right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I want, I know I might invite like 10 people a day. So 70, I guess. And then I have to go back and round all those people up once they say they're interested and do all that. So actual real conversations, probably like 30, but I'm inviting at least 10 a day.
Love it. And that's, y'all, that's what she just said is huge right there. Just because we're inviting 10 people doesn't necessarily mean that we're having conversations with 10 people, because 5 of those may not even answer you. Heck, 7 of those may not answer you. But the 3 that do answer you, that's the, real genuine conversations that you're having. So that's why it's so important that if you're sending out invites and you're not even getting any responses back, you just keep sending out invites, because it's all about helping as many. I know sometimes when you come on as new coaches, people just get so kind of consumed with talking to people or, inviting people. But at the end of the day, if our goal is truly to help and we have that passion and drive for helping others, then in order for me to actually do that, I have to talk to people. So, and the only way that you can talk to people on social media is by messaging them. So we can't sit back on our laurels and wait for them to comment on our post or like our post, because it's not going to happen. While that's a great addition to what you're doing, the real value is in your conversations and your inviting. So if you're not seeing results, it's just like our fitness programs. If you're not seeing results, it's time to take a hard look at what you've been doing and where it needs to change. So I'll say mine too, because I'm at, I think 17, but I'm not stopping. And so my goal is at least 10 a day. That's typically what I strive for. But I have my board. I say at least 20 conversations a week. So that doesn't necessarily mean I'm sending out 20 messages. It means that I'm having conversations with at least 20 people. So that may take me 100 invites or 100 messages to get to talking with 20 people. And if I'm constantly updating that, then I'm always keeping the ball rolling. And y'all, I'm not sitting on my Facebook Messenger talking all day long. This is where your scheduling comes into play. So tomorrow I'm going to post my video about how I'm scheduling out my month for March, what that looks like, what my thought process is, and how important that is and how crucial it is. And here's what I have to say about this, and I think some people just don't know this, and the other girls can attest for this. It's okay if your pictures are not from right then and there. So you're going to get your workout in tomorrow. If you post a picture of you working out with a cute little saying, nobody's sitting in your house knowing that that's what you had on for the day. So as long as you are doing what it is that you're saying that you're doing, but you're planning it ahead of time, it's going to cut out a lot of your work. So if you're taking pictures while you're working out and you don't use them necessarily right then and there, you can still use those later on. You just make the post relevant to whatever it is that you're talking about. But when you plan those ahead of time, it's going to make your week go a whole lot easier. So I'm going to talk about some more on my video for y'all tomorrow, but I hope you guys have a great night. And let's reach for the stars and really crush the end of this month and end Team Cup with a bang. So I love you all, and I hope you have a great night.